So lately I've been seeing a lot of emphasis on the words self-love. And a lot of it is coupled with the idea of you can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself first. And although that is a true concept, I think we skewed the perception of what self-love really means. We may not necessarily go about it with our words, but we confuse self-love with being lovers of ourselves. So the Bible gives a very thorough definition of what people being lovers of themselves really looks like. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that can make them godly. Stay away from people like that. There's a reason why lovers of themselves was the first in that passage, because it lays the groundwork for the rest of those behaviors listed in those scriptures. Meaning, I'm so focused on what I want out of life that I start exhibiting those behaviors that are detrimental to my life. The crazy thing about it, in that scripture, people who become lovers of themselves become unloving, period. So now that we talked about what self-love isn't, let's talk about what self-love is. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. And the second, like it, is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no greater commandment than these. So basically it boils down to this: love God with all your heart, then love your neighbor like you would love yourself. But in order for me to understand how to love myself, I had to put that scripture in reverse. I mean, think about how you treat the people that you love and you have the closest relationships with. You don't lie to them, even if it hurts. You value their opinion. You support anything that helps them become a better person. You want to see them grow. You have their best interests at heart, and you hold them accountable when they're wrong. You encourage them when they're down. You do whatever you can to make sure they're safe. Which leads me to this question: how can you love your neighbor correctly if you don't even know how to love yourself correctly? Well, that's why the first commandment is the first commandment. If you don't learn how to love God with everything in you, then you won't be able to love any other person, including yourself. The relationship with God is the most important foundation that you can have for any relationship with anybody else on this earth. Start there and everything else will fall into place. So tell me what your idea of self-love looks like. Maybe we can all turn this perception around together. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I was just sharing my Sunday morning thoughts.